I had a massive spiritual awakening, and my life has never been the same since. I'm wishing you all happiness, clarity, and freedom today, sending you all tons of positive energy, peaceful vibrations. I hope each and every one of you is feeling amazing today. I hope you're feeling fantastic. I hope you're taking care of yourself. And I want you to know that whatever you're going through at this time, it will pass, okay? The planets are always in constant motion, okay? The planets are constantly revolving around the sun. They are never at a standstill. So that means energy is constantly changing. You will never have to go through the same thing for forever, okay? Everything will pass. I want you to know that it will get better. Whatever you're going through right now, just know in the back of your mind, this too shall pass, okay? Tell yourself every day, this too shall pass. Nothing lasts forever, but that also means that the good things don't last forever. Good things come and go, and bad things come and go, and that's what's so beautiful about life. Everything comes and everything goes. Nothing is permanent. Nothing lasts forever. So I want you to know that. And anyways, in this video, what I really want to talk about is my spiritual awakening. And I know that so many people around the world are going through the exact same thing that I am. And what's so powerful is that so many people are starting to speak about this, like I'm doing right now. I'm speaking about my story, my spiritual awakening. And so many people around the world are starting to speak about their story, about their spiritual awakening. And this whole shift that's happening on the planet, people are starting to become more connected with themselves, more connected with nature, more in tune with their higher selves. And this is something that I've been going through. It's a journey. And I wish you guys the best on your journey. I hope you guys are taking care of yourselves on your journey. But basically where I want to start today is back in September of 2020, back in Virgo season, okay? If you don't know, I'm big on astrology. I love astrology. I talk about it a lot, and I'm going to make many videos on it too. But anyways, September of 2020, okay? Virgo season. Virgo season of 2020 was when weird things started to happen to me, okay? And what I think of fall as, the season of fall, I think of it as the season of change. With every fall, like every year, drastic change happens internally and externally. And I definitely felt that this year, and I definitely felt that in 2020. So back in 2020, I started to see with my third eye. I started to see life differently. In Virgo season, that was when I really started to meditate. I started to fast. I started to eat the vegan diet. And let's talk about meditation, okay? Meditation has been an extremely huge aspect of my life for the past year and a half. So when I started to meditate, it was not the easiest thing. It was all these thoughts going through my mind, racing thoughts. I wasn't able to focus on myself. But eventually, over time, it got easier and easier. I became better at it. And that was what really woke me up, I feel like. That was what really was the catalyst for my spiritual awakening. I started to meditate. And along with meditation, what's huge was in 2019 of November, okay? No Nut November. This crazy internet trend that is just a silly trend. I thought that it was just a silly trend at the time when I was doing it. So I said, why not? I'm just gonna do No Nut November. I'm gonna go 30 days without, and I did it. I went 30 days without doing that. And I think it was around December 8th. I went like a week longer. And on December 8th, I had a moment, like a crazy moment. And this is what was going on inside of my head. I was like, do I want to continue with this no-fap journey? Do I want to continue being celibate? And there was part of me that was like, no, it doesn't matter. You don't need to do that. And this strong urges to just do whatever. And I chose to keep going with it. I chose to go on this journey to quit PORN forever and that was huge. And I feel like that was also another major catalyst to my spiritual awakening, because when you hold your seed, when you are celibate, that is your life force energy. That energy, it starts at the base of your spine and it travels up your spine and into the higher chakras. That's what the energy does, and it is pure life energy. And when you hold that in, you start to see life in a completely different way. And that's what happened to me. That was the major catalyst for my spiritual awakening. I kept going with no-fap for a while, and that became a huge part of my life. It turned into semen retention, and I was all in that community as well, with watching people like Von Two Cut. Gabe Got That Glow. I was watching. That's how I found out about Jordan Green as well, and all these YouTubers helping me along my journey, retaining my seed. And yeah, that was like the big thing in my life. And at the same time, I was meditating. I started eating healthier in Virgo season, like I said. I started to meditate, I started to fast, I started to eat vegan, I quit eating meat, I quit eating dairy. No more cheese, no more milk, no more eggs, none of that. I stopped eating that altogether. I started eating leafy greens, I started eating quinoa, I started eating more fruits and vegetables, and this was crazy for me. This was a huge transformation in my life, going vegan, okay? And all these things happening together, it really started to kick off in September, but over time, all of these things together were just all part of my spiritual awakening. They were all working together as part of my journey, just to help me wake up. So that is what really went down in 2020. 2020 was the year that I got my vision back, and it was the year that so many other people got their vision back as well. And it's just crazy that 2020 was the year of the Great Conjunction. Jupiter and Saturn came together. Jupiter representing expansion and growth and love, and Saturn representing restrictions, boundaries, and they just came together into Aquarius. And that kicked off the age of Aquarius, and nothing has been the same since, okay? Everything changed December 21st of last year. And all this stuff was happening around the same time for me. The Great Conjunction, it was 2020. I started to meditate, like I said, going vegan, fasting, meditating, all this stuff was just coming together, and it is all happening at the same time of the Great Conjunction between Jupiter and Saturn. And this is the very reason why so many people woke up around that time. And people are still waking up because we're still in the midst of the Great Conjunction with Jupiter and Saturn in Aquarius. It's the age of Aquarius. We're becoming so powerful. And I want to remind you that you are incredibly powerful. You are more powerful than you know. We are made of stardust. We are the universe, okay? We are the universe. We are so incredibly powerful. Incomprehensible. It's incomprehensible. We can't even comprehend our own power. We are that powerful, okay? So another major thing that happened to me right around this time was that I lost enjoyment for so many things that I used to enjoy. For example, I used to watch sports. I used to watch basketball. I used to play video games all the time. I played so many video games, guys. I was like a hardcore gamer, and I don't play video games at all anymore. I used to watch TV, like I said, and I don't do that at all anymore. I used to hang out with certain people, and I don't hang out with them at all anymore. And all of these things, like I said, were happening around the same time in my life. And everything started to change for me. I started to see things so differently, and I just lost enjoyment for certain things, and it was a very depressing thing. And I know a lot of you guys are probably going through the same exact thing. You are losing enjoyment for what you used to enjoy in life. Things that you used to find your enjoyment in are now, they're futile. They just don't resonate with you anymore. And this means we have to find new things. We have to find new things to enjoy that align with who we really are. And filming, I think, is going to be a big part of my journey talking to you guys, talking about my own journey is going to be huge. It's going to be a thing that I already love doing it. I'm going to continue to do it every single day. And so I encourage you guys to find things that you love to do. Find new, healthy things that you love to do. Because the old ways are just not working. We're reinventing ourselves, okay? We are completely reinventing our lives. It's the age of Aquarius. We got our vision back. It's 2020. Everything has changed. So you're not going to find enjoyment in what you used to find enjoyment in. And the last thing I want to talk about is my strong connection with nature ever since I started to wake up. Around that same time, Virgo season, like I said, 2020, I started to connect with nature on a different level. Like, I started to go out in nature more, go for walks, just take walks, go for runs outside around my neighborhood. And I used to do this like every day, almost every day. I would get out in nature and just breathe in that good ass prana. So my connection with nature has substantially grown in the past year and a half. And this is another thing that is just part of the awakening, part of the Great Conjunction. Everything is changing. Everything is changing right around the time of the Great Conjunction. This is happening. The world is ending, and it's happening all at the same time. So I had a strong connection. I started building a strong connection with nature, and this was just amazing for me. So very amazing. Connecting with nature, connecting with who I am. And this was like I said, one of those new activities that I started to implement into my life. That became a huge part of my life. And the nature center that I'm at right now, I got a membership for. I got a parking pass, and around April of this year, and I started to come here literally every day. I would come out here and go for walks around the trails and just breathe and just connect with nature. And it's been so amazing doing that. I highly encourage you guys to get out in nature more. If you used to get out in nature, now you don't a lot anymore, I encourage you, go back to nature, okay? You can always fall back on nature. It's always there. It's who we are, and it will cure your anxiety. It will cure your depression. It will give you a passion for life again. So I highly encourage you guys just to get out in nature. And like I said in my last video, it doesn't matter what month it is. It doesn't matter if it's cold out. Just go outside, okay? Bundle up if it's cold, like I'm doing. Put a jacket on, and you'll be fine. So I think that's going to be it for today's video. I talked about my spiritual awakening, the beginning of it, things that I started to do, things that started to change in my life. And my life has just never been the same since my awakening. I love you guys. I hope you have a wonderful day. Don't forget to take care of yourselves. Love yourselves every single day. You are amazing. You are talented. You are gifted. You are abundant. And I will see you in the next video.